Welcome. In today's episode of Nova Solutions video blog, we're going to talk about designing high conversion forms on your website. So first and foremost, I want to mention, ever since the introduction of anti-spamming legislation, email marketing has taken a second, if not third role, in kind of retargeting and your customers, and more and more lead generation is relied on conversion forms on a website. You can't do email blasts as you could before. So first thing to consider when designing a form on your website is the simplicity and how easy is it to see for a consumer the form. I see a lot of websites that the form is on the side. The color to fill in the text is very bleak. And there's no call to action, and there's no kind of incentive, or slogan of some sort to tell them to do it. That's not a good idea. You want your forms, to be to stand out. You want the fields to be clear. You want the fields where you're actually typing in the text to stand out as well. And some incentive is a good idea. A lot of lead generation websites and landing pages often use arrows that point towards the forms, with an exclusive offer or some sort of a limited time offer. Also, how many fields is your form going to have? You see so many websites who have 5, 6, sometimes even an entire page for a customer to fill out. Now, things to consider. On one end, you do want to pre-qualify your client. On the other end, your conversion from these forms is going to drop down tremendously. For every 100 visitors, you're going to have less and less people filling out the form, the more fields you add. So think about the most basic information. You really need their name and their phone number. Sometimes you want to have an option to choose what they're calling about or inquiring about. Having said that, it's not necessary at times to have the person's email. They could give it to you over the phone. And, so I've seen many websites who have literally 2-3 lines. And the call to actions are not like, get in touch or contact us. It's more of like, let's chat or request a call back. These tend to work really well. And then if you have qualified sales staff in place, you can sell them on the phone. Another thing is you don't want the colors to be too offensive. If your entire website is very calm and the form is red and stands out, on one end it's good, and the second end, statistically red, is a danger color and doesn't necessarily convert as well as some other colors. Something to consider, kind of an orange is considered that medium color that causes attention yet is not annoying and doesn't hurt the eye. And if you do see your investigations, you'd see that very many forms or the submit buttons for the forms are done in either orange, or lighter blue and lighter green colors. You should think about what you can offer the person to sign up the form. As I mentioned, that a lot of people use some sort of an incentive. I've seen even to kind of trickery used, especially in real estate, to get the person's information. For example, a website would offer, find out what your house is worth. You'd fill out 2-3 fields, they press the button, and instead of actually finding out what it's worth, you'll get a thank you page form saying, thank you, we'll be in touch with you with your report. Now they've captured your contact information, and the salesman, you could be sure, will be in touch with your report, and then a long spiel to go along with it. I've also seen in the real estate industry, and there are plenty of examples all across, but when the company offers an exclusive or never seen before offer of some sort, or limited time, fill out to claim yours now, or see a particular piece of information, you're all excited, you fill out the form, and then once you do the same thing, a thank you page comes along and say we'll be in touch with your access code. It's used very often, and that's a good incentive. Same thing with limited time offers with free gifts. It is often where you could start with a sign up form and then turn it into a sale by offering that after they've signed up, right? So buy now and get this for free, exclusive, valid 48 hours. Anyhow, these are just some of the basics. You could get into the detail, but you get the gist of it. What takes a form, what takes designing a successful form. Anyhow, thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned, and if you have any questions, please feel free to comment underneath our videos. Once again, share our video blog and subscribe to our channel. Thank you. All the best.